in the newly conquered territories. Okay, newly conquered territories. Now you can say sometimes conquered by the Caliphate, then by the Abbasids. Okay, then Sultanates was formed. So during these territories, the new settled territories in the different century, the main economic activity was agriculture. Okay, because it is a basic industry, you know. Okay, now the Islamic State made no changes in this, and after conquering these states by the Islamic people, okay, there was no change. They also adopt the main agriculture as a principal economic activities. Land was owned by big and small peasants, and in some cases by the state. Lands were also, there are some big farmers and some are small peasants. The small peasants used to carry small piece of land, okay, and while the big farmers having the big piece of land, so variety of crop they used to produce. Now, land in Iraq and Iran, underline, land existed in fairly large units cultivated by peasants. Now we are taking the example of Iraq and Iran, where mostly the land is cultivated by peasants. The estate owners collects taxes on units cultivated by peasants. Now again, there was system to collect the tax also, revenue also from the peasants. He was called themselves as estate owner. And the estate owner collected taxes on behalf of the state during the Sasanian as well as the Islamic period. As you know, the Sasanian, okay, there were the two types of community. One was Sasanian and another one. One was Sasanian and the another one. Okay. The Sasanian state was developed there, and on the behalf of the Sasanian, okay, during the Sasanian, the Islamic ruler used to take the taxes. In areas that had moved from a pastoral, underline, in areas that had moved from a pastoral to a settled agriculture system, because earlier they were pastoralists. Now most of the areas converted into the agriculture area where you are seeing agriculture area. Then the agriculture system was laid down there. Land was the common property of the village. Common land is shared by the commonly by all people. It is very rare that it is individual property. Finally, big estates that were abandoned by their owner after the Islamic conquest were acquired by the state and handed over mainly to the Muslim elites of the empire, particularly members of the Caliph's family. Now, after the invasion of the Islamic people, most of the time the big pieces of land is used to offer to the Caliph's family members. Okay, and the elite people. And who are elite? Elite, the people belong to the Caliph's family. So, big piece of land as a public property. These big piece of land where they can do variety of agricultural activity is used to offer the Caliph's family member, okay, especially to the elite people. Now, the state had overall control of agricultural lands, deriving the bulk of its income from land revenue, underline land revenue, once the conquests were over. Yes, the state had the policy to control all the agricultural lands, and they used to do the practice that they have the bulk of its income because of the heavy taxes. Okay, they impose the taxes on the agriculturists, and then they used to take it as a form of bulk. There is so much of so there is a prosperity, economic prosperity is there, and even today, remember, if our basic sector, it means agriculture sector is so strong, you know that remaining sector are going to be produced in the secondary sector. Understood? So that's why the first primary sector. That's why the caliphs and the Muslim emperors motivated the same agricultural practices as a principal economic activity in all the central Islamic area. The state had overall control. I have the lands conquered by the Arabs underlined that remained in the lands of the owners were subject to a tax, haraj. Okay, the land which was conquered by the Arabs that were keep remained with the owners, and there were the subject who has to pay the tax, which is known as haraj. Okay, the haraj was a form of tax. Okay, which varied from half to a fifth of the produce, and it is just from the total production, agricultural production, it was at 1/5 haraj they have to give as a form of taxation on land held or cultivated by Muslims. The tax levied was 1/10 ashar underline of the produce. Okay, on the land held or cultivated by, and the land which is cultivated by the Muslim people, they have to give the tax of 1/10 tax of overall production, which is known as ashar. So for the Muslim people, the system of tax is different. Okay, and for the remaining subject, the system of tax is different, while the name is also different. Muslim community used to give the tax in the form of ashar. It is a 1/10 of the total production, while for the others is different strategy. Now, when non-Muslims started to convert to Islam, very important and interesting also. What had happened? That why? Now you can ask me, ma'am, why during this period so much of population converted into Islam, even the Hindus, willingly, because of the burden of tax. Yes, there was a situation has come when the, you can say, caliph used to say stop this conversion of Islam, because they used to convert their religion so that there will be some relaxation in the tax, because the Muslim subject has to pay very less tax comparatively the other religious people. So that's why the situation has come where the people who are not Muslim, Islam, they are changing, they are converting their religion into Islam, and it creates so much of population within the Islam, and it is not fruitful for the economy of the state. Okay. Now, when non-Muslims started to convert to Islam to pay lower taxes, what was the reason? To pay lower taxes. Okay, and then this reduced the income of the state. Definitely, क्योंकि अब तो Muslim population को what they have to give the less tax. Then again the economy will be decline. Okay, disturbed. To address the shortfall, the caliph first discouraged the conversion and later adopted a uniform policy of taxation. From the 10th century onwards, the state authorized its officials to claim their salaries from agricultural revenues from territories called iqtas, revenue assignments. Now, to sort out this challenge, what the caliph decided? He stopped to motivate the people to convert in Islam, because there is an economic imbalance, and further he has introduced a new universal taxation system. Okay, universal taxation system, that now everybody is liable to pay such amount of tax. Okay, there was no discrimination, because already his economy is declining. So what he has to do? He has to balance this difference. Okay, he has balanced this difference with the iqtas. Okay, which he has started the state authorized official to claim their salary from agricultural revenues. Yes. Now the state officials can claim that they can be having this sort of proper revenue collection from certain number of people. Everything was in a definite uniform manner. Okay, no partiality. And then agricultural prosperity went hand in hand with the political of the country. The same thing he has done. The caliph started the new uniform taxation system. So the prosperity, economic prosperity of the region is improving, and when the economy is improving, it gives the strength to the political system. Stability आ जाती है यहाँ पे, ऐसा नहीं होता है, imbalance नहीं होता है, as you have seen that what had happened in the Afghanistan, the main head has run away. So this system should be enough intelligent to make the laws and the rules where the subject and the economy of the state can be strengthened. Okay, and it has happened. That's why it has written agricultural prosperity went hand in hand with political stability. So क्या हो रहा था? Agriculture sector is also improving, and at the same time there is a stability in the political area also. ठीक है? Now, in many areas, especially in the Nile Valley, the state supported irrigation system. If the state is supporting the irrigation system, again it will be beneficial for agricultural activity. ठीक है? And then they are digging the wells, often equipped with the water wheels or noria. Water wheels, which the tools which helps to flow the water smoothly. So they are digging the wells near the Nile River area, okay, land area. They are motivating the agriculturists to provide the proper means of irrigation, water facility, okay, and then all of which were crucial for the equipped, all of which were crucial for good harvest. Yes, and all thing is required to be having a good harvest. Islamic law gave tax concession to people who brought and under cultivation. Underline. Islamic law gave the relief in taxation only who give a good produce of crops or production. Understood? And it is necessary. Okay, it is necessary. We cannot say that here the caliph was wrong. No, it is right, because anyhow for the survival we need this money. Yes or no? And if you know this fact, so being a good citizen, because India is a good democratic country, the world's most diverse country, please remember who will be your next representative in India. It will be happen only if you are enough aware. Got it? ऐसे नहीं चलेगा that you are just doing the homework and you are counting yourself as a citizen of India. I'm sorry, you have to be enough aware what is good for my political system of India. You cannot compare again your economy with the other democratic country. Maybe they are developed and you are developing. So many factors are there. Okay? Now next is, yes, here I go through peasant initiatives and state support. Cultivable land expanded and productivity rose. Underline. This is a good thing, good result. Now, one side, the irrigation system is increasing and motivating the agriculturists. So, now the agriculturists also taking this as a plus point. Okay, they are taking this as an advantage. Now they are performing good in their agricultural activity, and if they are doing wholeheartedly, the production will be good or bad? Good. And if the production, agricultural production is good, flourish, then economy will decline or increase. And if it will increase, the region will be prosperous, rich, okay, self-sufficient, and it was happening there. Now, many new crops such as underline cotton, oranges, bananas, water lemons, spinach, and brinjals were grown and even exported to Europe. Now see the condition. See the condition that at one time, now you come to know the power of the political representative, that in the same reason, while the caliph was facing so much of population and the economy was declining, he sought out the situation with a wonderful idea of launching the uniform taxation policy, and how this policy helped to result in a good trade business, that not only they are producing cotton, brinjal, urbanization flourished as the number of cities grew phenomenally. Now, when development, when the economy is good, now they are exporting the thing, then what they will do? They will do the urbanization. The towns will be developed into city and the village will be developed as a town. Yes or no? That's why there is a phenomenon. There is a remarkable development in the urbanization also, okay, in this period. Many few cities were founded mainly to settle Arab soldiers, which were known as Jund, okay, who formed the backbone of the local administration. Among this class of garrison cities called Misr, the Arabic name of Egypt, were Kufa and Basra in Iraq and Fustat and Cairo in Egypt. Within half of a century of its establishment as the capital of the Abbasid Caliphate, the population of Baghdad had reached around 1 million. Okay, alongside these cities were older towns such as Damascus, Isfahan and Samarkand, which received a few leases of the life. Their size and population surged, supported by an expansion in the production of food grain and raw materials such as cotton and sugar for urban manufacturers. Underline, a vast urban network developed, linking one town with another, forming a circuit. Now, hear the story that how the agriculture sector just developed, and after its development the economy was flourished and they used this extra amount of money for the constructing the good public things, public welfare things, okay, and they developed the road connectivity, means of transportation. They converted the rural area into developed area, and the urbanization. When we say urbanization, it means they are giving the job opportunity also. And you know, when the urbanization was used to help, then population also increased. Okay, the area where we are having so much of job availability, definitely there will be a dense population as Uttar Pradesh. Okay, Delhi, Bangalore, IT sector. Okay, so these are the areas where the more and more the job availability. That's why they are densely populated. Okay, we will continue the second paragraph in the next lecture. Till then, take care. Goodbye. Thank you. Welcome.